Few issues unite Polish society the way opposition to mass immigration does. However, Poland's current government, which took power in late 2023, does not seem to reflect this sentiment. Today, residents of Częstochowa, who fear for their safety, expressed their opposition to the creation of migrant integration centres at a session of the City Council. In doing so, they cited examples of cities in other European countries where large migrant populations have caused a spike in crime. Częstochowa is not an isolated case. A centre is also to be built in the town of Poręby, which is strongly supported by the mayor there. All this is preparation for the implementation of the EU Migration Pact, according to which migrants will be reallocated between EU member states to share the burden. Despite Donald Tusk's assurances that Poland would not have to take in migrants due to having taken in Ukrainian refugees, everything, including other countries' public statements, points towards Poland accepting other countries' migrants. Częstochowa, residents voiced their opposition to accepting illegal immigrants. Local politicians were forced to listen to the voice of ordinary people. We oppose the actions that may result in the deterioration of the security of the residents of Częstochowa. The example of many European cities shows that implementing such solutions and the legitimization of the phenomenon of illegal migration have resulted in a significant increase in crime and caused irreversible chaos. Częstochowa's residents are supported by opposition politicians. Do you know how much funding is allocated for the realization of just these integration centers, where one of them is to be, just in Częstochowa, more than 430 million zloty? That money could, for example, have been used to support local hospitals. Częstochowa's hospital specifically is heavily in debt. However, for the ruling coalition government, preparation for accepting migrants is seemingly more important. When the CBA, under the Law and Justice government, went to a plot of land to the parents of Minister Wawryk's assistant, they found money buried in the ground in jars from the visa trade. Częstochowa's residents were supported by Ryszard Majcik, a legendary opposition activist from the communist era. He straightforwardly warned what agreeing to accept illegal migrants entails. 6 million refugees. These peoples don't want to integrate, they don't want to assimilate. What exactly do they want to do in Poland? To make a mess, things like murder, banditry, rape. Despite the fact that Częstochowa is in the interior of the country, the organisation of protests against illegal migration from the border defence movement was not absent from the session. Prime Minister Donald Tusk spoke about the fact that the Migration Pact is not in force. On the other hand, so far no action has been taken to limit this pact, which is supposed to come into force in 2026. It has not been challenged in the EU Court of Justice, which means that Tusk is carrying out the implementation of the migration plans concocted in Brussels and Berlin. Częstochowa is just one of the cities where so-called centres for foreigner integration are to be established. Another example is Poręby near Katowice, where the city's mayor is praising the government's approach to migration. I am an ardent supporter of this integration centre as a pro-development element for the city. However, the residents of Poręby have a different opinion. Asked today about the centre's issues, the mayor was unwilling to answer. Despite the ruling coalition's wishes, Polish society at large remains wary of illegal immigrants. Residents of European cities have been grappling with the effects of the influx of immigrants for years and see scenes like this on a daily basis. Such sights may become a daily reality in Poland, especially since migrants are being funneled to Poland by German police, and what's worse, this is met with passivity by Polish services.